Man United 3, Fulham 1. Madness. What do you say about that win?
Fulham did it to themselves.
Fulham did it to themselves. I think that's your title. Fulham. That's too long.
But seriously, like, you know, when people say, or pundits say, like, oh, like this team deserves to be where they're at because they're successful. Like, this was not that day today. Mm-hmm. This was not that day. We got lucky. In fact, we didn't even get lucky. Fulham did it to themselves.
Fulham shot themselves in the foot, absolutely.
They shot
but
themselves.
in what way? Like, how did the game? Because it looked like a game that was Fulham the better team before the madness that happens.
Fulham was the better team. Before Willian got that red card and the handball, and then everything that transpired afterwards, Fulham were the better team. So what was that? The best part of like 60, 70, 65 minutes, 70 minutes. They were the better team. Obviously, going down to 9 men and not having your manager pitch sides, that's going to affect your game. Spatially, positionally, you know, intensity, all of that stuff. So yeah, they shot themselves in the foot. I wish I could stand here and say, oh, we played a great game. Mm-hmm. And we deserve to win, but we didn't deserve to win. Talk
to me about the moments that we were deserving. And talk to me about what went well, what changed in that game then for you.
So the two things that stood out to me during that game was Sancho. Really, honestly, like Sancho.
What about Sancho's game was it for you?
The point at which he moved to the left-hand side, I think the game changed for us. Now, that's not necessarily down to Sancho and his ability to play on the left. I think that's more to do with Ten Hag, and Ten Hag, the tactician. You know, like he subbed McTominay off. He subbed McTominay off.
Yeah.
And then adjusted the player position. So Rashford went forwards.
Yeah.
Weghorst dropped to a 10. And I think that's what changed the game. And that allowed, so when Sancho was on the left, that allowed him to be a bit more creative. It allowed him to run forward a bit more. Mm-hmm. And also, I think that when we were down to 9 men, Sancho, he had less responsibility to track back because they
felt like he found his confidence as well, Sancho, when they went down to 9 men as well. Yeah, I think once he had that moment, he felt like he came into the game.
I don't necessarily want to say that Sancho found his confidence because Fulham were down to 9 men. Mm-hmm. I don't want to say that.
Because you aren't going to get that every week.
Yeah, you're not, exactly.
But I'm saying once he had that good moment, once he's a part of that moment, I think then you could see him really starting to show his game.
100%. No, completely agree.
And then you talk to me about, again, the midfield, because you were screaming out for McTominay to be off the pitch. And you wanted more time for Sabitzer. Just talk to me about the midfield today.
Yeah. So first half, I thought that we were really poor in the midfield. Bagel FC, I feel like Fulham were completely playing through us. And that's partly to do with our lack of creativity and care of the ball in midfield. But it was also, I have to credit Fulham and Palhinha.
Yeah, he was man of the match.
Palhinha was man of the match. Like, he played a brilliant game, but we kind of aided him. Do you know what I mean? Like, we didn't fight back. We were careless with the ball. The only thing that I could say that was good about the midfield in the first half was that Sabitzer handled the ball with care. And I know that you disagree with me.
I didn't feel he was as aggressive. I just felt like he could have been in the game a bit more. Near the end of the game, he was getting chances because he's in there to create, really, and there was no creation coming from us. So that's when I was saying I don't know what he's doing on the pitch.
Yeah, no, I get that. But then again, I think that was down to the formation and who we had on the pitch in the first half.
Yeah, because he wasn't getting... Again, I understand the other argument because, like, what comes first? People are talking about, well, McTominay's not giving him nothing to build off. So
McTominay's not giving him nothing. Yeah. You know, like when McTominay does when he was winning the ball back. This is in the first half. When McTominay was winning the ball back in our final third, you know, he was passing to nobody, like to thin air.
Yeah.
So what do you expect Sabitzer to do with that?
Absolutely. So talk to me about David De Gea though, because you always have like praise for David De Gea. You've always shown him a lot of love. Was he really important today, or was he key, or was there someone else that really stands out for you?
I don't necessarily think that David De Gea was key today. I think Martinez was key for that back line. David De Gea wasn't particularly commanding of his box, and that's something that we all commented on during the match. He wasn't very vocal.
Yeah.
And I think that Martinez really held that back line together.
Yeah.
But I would say, for David, like in support of David De Gea, He made 2 brilliant saves, which A, kept us in the game, and B, I think that our mentality would have slipped.
If he didn't make them. You know what? So give me your man of the match. Who's the person that really stood out for you? Who wins the show for you today? Don't say Paulinho.
I'm giving it to Sancho, man.
Yeah?
Sancho deserves it. Sancho.
All right, and quickly, why?
Because he's worked hard. He's worked hard to get back in the team. He's had a tough time. And once he, like you said, once he gained his confidence back, he grew and grew. So
Good. Goes to Sancho. Listen, we're getting to Wembley. Let's go. Come on!